are thinking about moving in these upcoming times, then astrocartography and astrology can definitely help you figure out what place that you might want to live in the world, okay? Depending on the planetary energy that you want to experience, okay? So today we're going to be talking about the ascendant line in astrology and what might living on an ascendant line could do for you personally in your personal chart. All right, for those of you guys checking in for the first time, my name is Crew, aka Araneae Storm, checking in. All right, if you're here to transform, then you've come to the right place. If this is your first time coming in, welcome to my humble abode. And for those of y'all that are returning, what it is, what's up? All right, we're gonna go ahead and just jump straight into it. Personal readings are definitely available with the link below. Also, not only personal readings available with the link below, but what am I trying to say? Oh, personal readings below, and also courses up below. Because everything that is going on, and I'm not saying that YouTube will not be around, but I am saying that things are being deleted off of the internet and things. I'm going to start uploading a lot of the videos that I have on my personal channel for download as well on my website. So y'all just make sure y'all check in and check out for that. And if you want to subscribe to my Substack, I will be posting back on my Substack soon, so you can stay in touch with email notifications and things like that below. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Ascendant line in astrology. Before we get into it, ascendant lines are what we see, or what we call like our rising sign in astrology. This is the energy that it's kind of like, it's your lens of the world, but it's also your physicality, your physical body and things like that. But this is the energy that you are meant to embody in this world. Not just see through the lens of, but to fully embody the traits and characteristics of that particular sign. Now you definitely want to see what planet that your rising sign is. So for example, Pisces rising, Neptune is ruled by Neptune and Jupiter. So you could definitely see those placements as well, and then you could see whatever sign or energy that your Neptune is in or Jupiter is in, what actually rules over that particular planet, and then you could kind of make the connections there as well. I'm sorry, y'all. Sometimes when I get to talking on my videos, I gotta do all my mucus and stuff. I gotta get all this, my nose cleared out. Anyway, so when we're talking about living on an ascendant line, I definitely feel like this line could be somewhere in a place that helps you really embody these traits and characteristics, okay? It can highlight these. I would definitely say, even though it doesn't necessarily always have to do with certain other people, because it is your ascendant, but I think through the experiences of coming to this line can help you embody these traits and characteristics of yourself. You know what I mean? Like different experiences that you're in visiting these spaces and these lines can help you get a better sense of yourself. You know, when they say, for example, when you're put in like, you know, a crazy experience or a crazy situation, it'll test you to see who you are. And I'm not saying they always have to be crazy or chaotic, but this is something that could come up in that particular line. You know what I mean? Like if you was left alone and you didn't have, you know, anybody to, if you was left alone on an island or something and you didn't really have anybody else to kind of lean on or grab on, who would you be in that space? What are some of the things that you would do? And I feel like, for example, the ascendant line can help you kind of figure out or give you a better scope of what that looks like. So self-expression is coming up here. Self-development is also coming up here too. You might even start seeing physical changes to your physical body, like the way that you take care of your physical body. You can see within the ascendant line as well too, whether you're gaining weight, losing weight, whether you're just the structure of your physical body is changing, and also inwardly how you're taking care of your vessel as well here too. Exploring different parts of yourself, you know, is definitely coming from this line in particularly. Like, you know, maybe you are focused a lot on your IC, whatever's on that fourth house energy there. And maybe you have a lot of traits, which you're going to have a lot of traits because you come into this lifetime with those, you know, those characteristics inherently. But maybe you have a lot of focus on that, but the ascendant, you're breaking through that energy and learning more about your ascendant in these lines. Like certain things might come up in these lines and stuff like that. I don't know why, but I'm thinking of like somebody who, for example, might be like a Taurus rising, and they go to a place on their ascendant line, and maybe this place gives them the energy to be able to ground. Maybe you live, I don't know, in the mountains somewhere, and I'm not saying as a Taurus rising you have to live in the mountains, but it's a place that's very comfortable for you, that makes you feel grounded. It's maybe a little bit more earthy, and physically you are taking care of your body, your physicality and things. Also too, Taurus rules the throat, so maybe you're starting to speak a little bit more on your thoughts, or you're creating things that have to do with your voice and your thoughts and stuff like that. So just little stuff like that you can also tweet. Also too, Taurus rising can definitely, you want to see where your Mercury is, for example, but for example, you could see somebody with a beautiful singing voice, and maybe they go to this place to really own in on their voice. You see what I'm saying? So stuff like that you could definitely see with Taurus, for example. All right, so now we are going to go ahead and get into at 6:07 the DC line, the descendant line, which sits on the opposite side. Your descendant line sits on the opposite side of that. So what's going on, y'all? This is hold on. Let me think. I'm not starting it yet. We'll start at 6:31. What up, y'all? It is Crew, aka Araneae Storm, checking in. We are discussing. No, that's not it either. 6:50. Have you ever thought about maybe leaving or moving or visiting a new place, and you wanted to know what kind of energy that you might experience in that new place? Well, astrocartography and astrology can definitely help you maybe explore different planetary lines that can give you a little insight to what that experience can be like. So today we're going to be discussing the descendant line in astrology, or the DC line, which sits on the opposite side of your rising sign. So you have your first house on this side, which is your rising, and on the opposite end is your descendant line, which usually sits in the seventh house. So this line, when we talk about descendants, and before I get into it, my name is Crew, aka Araneae Storm. If you are coming to transform, then you've come to the right place. If you are coming in for the first time, welcome to my heavenly abode. And if you're not coming in for the first time, what it is, what's up? Personal readings below. My books are now open since I'm feeling a little bit better from healing. And then, also have videos also available too for download as well on my website. You definitely want to check those links out. And Substack, but I might be changing the Substack. I know, y'all, I'm always changing my links. Might be changing the Substack, but if you want to stay in touch, I am going to be doing new writings for the Substack. I'm just trying to find platforms that I actually want to stick with in the long term. You know what I'm saying? So I've been just kind of exploring with different stuff, whatever. But anyway, you can definitely check that out. I also will be in the future, so if it's not on when this video drops, you can definitely check in the future. I'll be downloading my videos from YouTube that you can also download yourself, because if anything were to happen to YouTube or this platform, all my videos would be erased. So at least you can save those files specifically on your computer and things like that. So those, definitely check for those on my site as well too. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. The DC line. The DC line has to do with, or descendant line has to do with other people. It's the 7th house, and it usually has to do with your intimate relationships or intimate connections that you have with people. This has to do with your business partnerships, or just collaborations, like one-on-one relationships that you have with people. This also has to do with contractual agreements, whether that's a spiritual contractual agreement or a physical contractual agreement. This also has to do with love, relationships, marriage, style even. You can also see from the 7th house, really Venus, but you could also see this with the 7th house too. And usually has to do with other people, in relation to other people. Not to say that it doesn't have to do with you or traits or qualities of you, but it definitely has to do with how you meet other people, or how people show up into your life here. So when you are on a DC line, you can definitely experience things from meeting new people, meeting other people, wanting to be around other people. This could be marriages. This can also be divorces. This can be spiritual contractual agreements. So people maybe that you've met in the past or previous incarnation, to maybe even like familial family members, whether that's blood family or not blood family. You can also see with this energy as well too. You can also see mirrors. That's a big one when it comes to this descendant line, that you can see people who mirror you, or people who mirror certain aspects or qualities or traits that you either have subconsciously, or that you have outwardly, that they're mirroring back to you. So you can definitely see that here as well. This is also a good place. It could be a good place you want to check the whole chart just to see what everything's doing, but this is also be a good place for collaborative. If you're looking to do collaborations with people, if you're looking to meet a tribe of people and things like that, and build with other people and things, you can definitely see the descendant line as that. You might feel yourself a little bit more socially active as well with this energy here. So being a part of like groups and activities and things like that. But you just really, you might be, okay, so I just want to say this with the descendant line. Definitely is going to have to do with a lot of other people, but you just want to make sure that you find balance with yourself. Make sure that you find balance with, because sometimes in the descendant line, you can get too lost with other people with this particular line. So just make sure that when you are exploring and getting to know new people and things like that, that there's a cool balance between the two, because it can get a little, the crosses can be crossing. You feel me? So little things like that you'll see here. You could also meet, like I said, I think I might have said it, I don't know if I said it in this video because we were talking about the Ascendant previously before this, but meeting people from like past lives, or meeting past people, or new karmic relationships can also pop up at this time as well too, in this energy. So for example, if you have Jupiter, because Jupiter a lot of times has to do with roots, ancient roots as well too. Jupiter can also have to do with like partners and spouses and things like that. Maybe you have a Jupiter descendant line here as well. So you could definitely meet people from a past incarnation or past lives with this particular energy here. So if you go to this line and you feel like something feels familiar, or something feels like I met you before, it's probably because you have. That's just an example. Like I said, you definitely want to check the whole chart to see how the aspects are interacting with this particular placement, the house that it's in, and things like that. And it can give you a little bit more, you have the house, but you want to see what this particular energy is interacting with the rest of your chart before you kind of jump into the conclusions and things like that. Okay, I think that's about it for that. Yeah, so you already know what it is. It's a rainstorm checking out without a doubt. I will see y'all on the next video. Deuces.